Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm John, an old YouTuber and gamer. It's a little bit late. It's 10:23 am, and I got to the Ukraine architecture, page 15. I maybe finish this in less 1 hour. Playing GTA 5 the whole day, not playing, I just walk around there, have a look. But I like to continue my project, to read all this about computers, but I think next time I'll read about Poland. I have this long list, I have all this PDF, but I'm not going to spend the next 10 days just to read about all this in Ukraine and Poland, all this, because I like to continue my project. So that could be nice if I could finish this, but actually it's a little bit late. It's a little bit late, it's soon 10:30, but we could do like 40 minutes. Oh, don't know, and I'm uploading a game video for YouTube. This GTA, maybe my computer is crashing. I forgot that I have to take this blower is on maximum. But when last time I did put it on normal, this fan is, I need my propeller. No, this electric fan is on maximum overboost. I have to put it down to normal so it's not making so much noise. Yes, now the fan is going down, but maybe my computer crash in a few minutes or 10 seconds. I don't know if my computer do that. We have to try to do that tomorrow. But I think to read this architecture there, and because I make a note, I got to there. I have not watched the video because I'm tired every day. I don't have time to watch my own videos because I'm recording so much, but I need half a minute to go back to my bed. I have to record when I'm laying down in my bed. I forgot that. Yes, let's try. And my eyes is tired and this screen is like 1.5 meters away. So I have a problem to read the text because I'm very far away from the screen. If I stretch my hand is just a little bit in front of the camcorder. Let's activate voice. Read only this page.
St. Michael's Golden Demid Cathedral in Kyiv, foremost example of Cossack Baroque and one of Ukraine's most recognizable landmarks after the union with the Tsardom of Russia. Architecture in Ukraine began to develop in different directions, with many structures in the larger Eastern, Russian-ruled area built in the styles of Russian architecture of that period, whilst the Eastern region of Galicia developed under Polish and Austro-Hungarian architectural influences. Ukrainian national motifs would eventually be used during the period of the Soviet Union and in modern independent Ukraine. 409, a major project which may take up most of the 21st century, is the construction of the Kyiv city center on the Rybulsky Peninsula which, when finished, will include a dense skyscraper park amid the picturesque landscape of the Dnieper. 410. However, much of the contemporary architectural skyline of Ukraine is dominated by Soviet-style Krushkoyovkas, or low-cost apartment buildings. 411. Weaving and embroidery. Rushnyk, Ukrainian embroidery artisan. Textile arts play an important role in Ukrainian culture. 412, especially in Ukrainian wedding traditions. Ukrainian embroidery, weaving and lace making are used in traditional folk dress and in traditional celebrations. Ukrainian embroidery varies depending on the region of origin. 413, and the designs have a long history of motifs, compositions, choice of colors and types of stitches. 414, use of color is very important and has roots in Ukrainian folklore. Embroidery motifs found in different parts of Ukraine are preserved in the Rushnyk Museum in Pereyaslav. National dress is woven and highly decorated. Weaving with handmade looms is still practiced in the village of Krupov, situated in Rivne Oblast. The village is the birthplace of two famous personalities in the scene of national crafts fabrication. Nina Mikhailovna, 415, and Uliana Petrovna, 416, with international recognition. Music. Cossack Marmari. Playing a kobzar music is a major part of Ukrainian culture, with a long history and many influences. From traditional folk music, to classical and modern rock, Ukraine has produced several internationally recognized musicians including Kirill Karabitsoky and Elzy and Ruznana. Elements from traditional Ukrainian folk music made their way into Western music and even into modern jazz. Ukrainian music sometimes presents a perplexing mix of exotic melismatic singing with chordalomany. The most striking general characteristic of authentic ethnic Ukrainian folk music is the wide use of minor mozart keys which incorporate augmented second intervals. 417. During the Baroque period, music had a place of considerable importance in the curriculum of the Kyiv Mahila Academy. Much of the nobility was well versed in music, with many Ukrainian Cossack leaders such as Mazpa, Palyi, Holovatich Serko, being accomplished players of the kobzar, bandura or torban. Michael Elizenko is widely considered to be the father of Ukrainian classical music. 418. The first dedicated musical academy was set up in Lukhiv in 1738 and students were taught to sing and play violin and bandura from manuscripts. As a result, many of the earliest composers and performers within the Russian Empire were ethnically Ukrainian, having been born or educated in Lukhiv or having been closely associated with this music school. 419. Ukrainian classical music differs considerably depending on whether the composer was of Ukrainian ethnicity living in Ukraine, a composer of non-Ukrainian ethnicity who was a citizen of Ukraine, or part of the Ukrainian diaspora. 420. Since the mid-1960s, Western-influenced pop music has been growing in popularity in Ukraine. Folk singer and harmonium player Mariana Sadovska is prominent. Ukrainian pop and folk music arose with the international popularity of groups and performers like Vopli Vida Plyasova, Dak Daughters, Daka Brakha, Ivan Dorn and Okian Elzy. Media. The Ukrainian legal framework on media freedom is deemed among the most progressive in Eastern Europe, although implementation has been uneven. 421. The Constitution and laws provide for freedom of speech. 422, and press. However, the government does not always respect these rights in practice. 423. The main regulatory authority for the broadcast media is the National Television and Radio Broadcasting Council of Ukraine, NTBQ, tasked with licensing media outlets and ensure their compliance with the law. 424. Kyiv dominates the media sector in Ukraine, national newspapers Den, Zirkulotitsnia, tabloids, such as the Ukrainian Week or Focus, and television and radio are largely based there, although Lviv is also a significant national media center. The National News Agency of Ukraine, Ukrinform, was founded here in 1918. The Ukrainian publishing sector, including books, directories and databases, journals, magazines and business media, newspapers and news agencies, has a combined turnover. Sonoma publishes Ukrainian editions of such magazines as Esquire, Harper's Bazaar and National Geographic magazine. BBC Ukrainian started its broadcasts in 1992. 425. As of 2022, 75% of the population use the internet, and social media is widely used by government and people. 426. Sport. Ukrainian footballer Andriy Shevchenko celebrates a goal against Sweden at Euro 2012. Ukraine greatly benefited from the Soviet emphasis on physical education. These policies left Ukraine with hundreds of stadia, swimming pools, gymnasia and many other athletic facilities. 427. The most popular sport is football. The top professional league is the Vyska Liha Premier League. Many Ukrainians also played for the Soviet national football team, most notably Ballon d'Or winners Iapolana Fandolay Blokhin. This award was only presented to one Ukrainian after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Andriy Shevchenko. The national team made its debut in the 2006 FIFA World Cup, and reached the quarter-finals before losing to eventual champions, Italy. Ukrainian boxers are amongst the best in the world. 428. Since becoming the undisputed cruiserweight champion in 2018, Oleksandr Usyk has also gone on to win the unified WBA, Super, IBF, WBO and IBO heavyweight titles. This feat made him one of only 3 boxers to have unified the cruiserweight world titles and become a world heavyweight champion. 429. The brothers Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko are former heavyweight world champions who held multiple St. Mike. Vitaly Klitschko and his brother made Maya world titles throughout their careers. Also hailing from Ukraine is Vasyl Lomachenko, a 2008 and 2012 Olympic gold medalist. He is the unified lightweight world champion who ties the record for winning a world title in the fewest professional fights. 3. As of September 2018, he is ranked as the world's best active boxer, pound for pound, by ESPN. 430. Sergey Bubka held the record in the pole vault from 1993 to 2014. With great strength, speed and gymnastic abilities, he was voted world's best athlete on several occasions. 431. 432. Basketball has gained popularity in Ukraine. In 2011, Ukraine was granted a right to organize Eurobasket 2015. 2 years later, the Ukraine national basketball team finished 6th in Eurobasket 2013 and qualified to FIBA World Cup for the first time in its history. EuroLeague participant Budivelnyk Kyiv is the strongest professional basketball club in Ukraine. Chess is a popular sport in Ukraine. Ruslan Ponomaryov is the former world champion. There are about 85 grandmasters and 198 international masters in Ukraine. Rugby league is played throughout Ukraine. 433. Cuisine. Vareniki topped with fried onion. The traditional Ukrainian diet includes chicken, pork, beef, fish and mushrooms. Ukrainians also tend to eat a lot of potatoes, grains, fresh, boiled or pickled vegetables. Popular traditional dishes: vareniki, boiled dumplings with mushrooms, potatoes, sauerkraut, cottage cheese, cherries or berries, nalezniki, pancakes with cottage cheese, popizids, mushrooms, caviar or meat, kapusniak, cabbage soup made with meat, potatoes, carrots, onions, millet, tomato paste, spices and fresh herbs, borscht, soup made of beets, cabbage and mushrooms or meat, and holubtsi, stuffed cabbage rolls filled with rice, carrots, onion and minced meat. 434, among traditional baked goods are decorated korovets and paska Easter bread. 435. Ukrainian specialties also include chicken Kiev and Kyiv cake. Ukrainians drink stewed fruit compote, juices, milk, buttermilk, mineral water, tea and coffee, beer, wine and horilka. 436. See also. Outline of Ukraine. Notes. A carrot among the Ukrainians that rose to the highest offices in the Russian Empire are Alexei Razumov, Alexander Bezborodko and Ivan Paskevich. Among the Ukrainians who greatly influenced the Russian Orthodox Church in this period were Stephen Yavorsky, Feofan Prokopovich and Dmitry of Rostov. B. Carrot estimates on the number of deaths vary. Official Soviet data is not available because the Soviet government denied the existence of the famine. See the Holodomor article for details. Sources differ on interpreting various statements from different branches of different governments as to whether they amount to official recognition of the famine as genocide by the country. For example, after the statement issued by the Latvian Sejm on the 13th of March, 2008, the total number of countries is given as 19, according to Ukrainian BBC, 16, according to correspondent, Russian edition, more than 10, according to correspondent Ukrainian edition, 1932-33. Retrieved the 27th of January 2008. C.12. These figures are likely to be much higher, as they do not include Ukrainians of other nationalities or Ukrainian Jews, but only ethnic Ukrainians from the Ukrainian SSR. D. This figure excludes POW deaths. E. Several countries with territory in Europe have a larger total area, but all of those also include territory outside of Europe. Only Russia's European territory is larger than Ukraine. F. 123 According to the official 2001 census data, by nationality Winking Sad Smiley 437, by language 438, about 75% of Kyiv's population responded Ukrainian Toth native language, Ridnamuva, census question, and roughly 25% responded Russian. On the other hand, when the question "what language do I use in everyday life?" was asked in the 2003 sociological survey, the Kyivans' answers were distributed as follows: mostly Russian, 52% both Russian and Ukrainian in equal measure.
Yes, I like to go to the end of the document.
14%, exclusively Ukrainian, 4.3%.
So the video splits in 1 minute.
Spoken in Ukraine?
Let's
Welcome
just
to
stop,
Ukraine.
stop. But there's more than 400 references. Okay, I did not know I was so close to the end of the PDF. No, this PDF, I think some is edited many times every day. So video splits in 30 seconds, so I just stop. Upload this. Actually, I will read about Poland, but I think I stop for today. It's 10:40. It's too late to do, but I will upload. You have to use my playlist, because I'm recording all kind of video whole day, Danish and game videos. So you have to go to my playlist if you like to read without interruptions. Yes, good night.